Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you this afternoon for the next movie review. This is a movie review for the new Dennis Quaid movie, Reagan, that I got a chance to watch for myself, see what I was going to think of this film overall. So I'm going to discuss what I watched for the 2 hours and 15 minutes of this 2024 film, Reagan, with Dennis Quaid playing as Ronald Reagan in this film, and let you know my thoughts on this movie overall. So let's dive into this movie review now. Basically, it shows him as an actor through most of it, but the movie kind of gets jumbled up with some of the story. Like, they backtrack some of the time, then they go to the present time, backtrack again, go to the present time. What they're trying to do is explain how it all started with his, before he became president, of the 40th president of the United States. So pretty much, I think this movie was solid. I wouldn't say this was one of my favorite movies, but had an interesting storyline from time to time. I think towards the end it got a little better, and had a little interesting cliffhanger at the end with how they closed out the movie. So pretty much, the one thing I was surprised with, which it was supposed to be a serious moment in the movie, was where he says, "How can I talk to these Russian presidents when they keep fucking down, when they all keep dying and all that?" Something like that. And then, to be honest, seeing that is messed up, because I think something was going on in the Russian administration, like the KGB or whatever was getting involved in assassinating presidents and all that. So I don't know what was going on. I don't know all much history about that, but all I know is that this movie was solid. It wasn't one of the worst movies, but it wasn't one of the best, because the storyline jumped through hoops with this film. Like the pacing and just how it's explaining the narrative and this premise and all that. So basically, he starts off as a movie actor, and then he becomes governor, a state governor, I think, of California, if I remember correctly. And then he goes to try to run for president in '76, but he loses to Henry Ford. And then he becomes president in '81 as the 40th president. But overall, it was actually Jimmy Carter that he was running against. It said Ford, but I don't know. It just surprised me. But it was Jimmy Carter that he was running against, but he lost to Jimmy Carter in '76. So pretty much, with what I seen with this film, I think there were some interesting points, but the problem with the execution was some of the execution with certain scenes, and it jumping back and forth with the past and present. So it was alternating, and it was kind of like, okay, so you're jumbling the story up a bit. So first score for me, I'm going to give this a decent rating of a 7 out of 10. Decent film, not one of my favorites of 2024, but an interesting film. Dennis Quaid performed very well in this movie as Ronald Reagan. His performance was pretty good. And overall, I just think the story had something going for it, but it just kept jumping through hoops with the storyline and all that. So some of the premise and all that just got a little iffy. But sorry about the background noise. My nephew's throwing a fit right now. But overall, 7 out of 10 for this movie, Reagan. I am so sorry about the background noise. He's really throwing a fit today. Just behavioral stuff that my nephew's going through. But overall, I hope you enjoyed this movie review. Beetlejuice is the next film I'm going to be watching. And with that being said, thanks for watching this movie review today.